Thank you for joining us on 15 News at 5. I'm Blake Harms.
And I'm Colin Luft.
And we begin with an exclusive interview with your new Vice President of Student Affairs, Julie DeGraw.
I grew up in Michigan. That's where I'm from. That's where my family is. So it's kind of nice to be in the Midwest. I went to a small liberal arts school in Grand Rapids called Calvin, that was really informational for my experience, and that's where I started in student affairs also. But I did try teaching high school for a couple years and then realized my calling is with college students. Like, I really appreciate this time of your life because there's so many exciting things that happen, and really felt at the time that was a place that I'd rather kind of be working. So student affairs, we see ourselves as educators too, right? So faculty, they have their classroom and that's where they educate students. But for student affairs folks, the places we do it are less traditional. So in your residence halls, through student clubs and organizations, through the things we do at the union. And so having folks who on the team who are in the counseling center, you know, obviously you learn a lot about yourself and are getting educated around mental health and wellness. It was fantastic to have that group. So I do a little bit and the team does most of it. So having that group was really exciting. I'll try out our new vision statement, which is that we prepare students for journeys, on their journey basically around educational transformative experiences. So our classrooms are in those, and then it's the experiences, right? Thanks to everybody for being so welcoming, and just, you know, I'm excited to meet people. Anytime that I can go to a new place and meet more students, I love to. So please, 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 please.
Lately, you may have noticed more people than usual with bleached or dyed hair. This week, you may spot them with shaved heads. Well, the annual St. Baldrick's fundraiser happened on Saturday, and we sent Andrew Struckman to learn more.
This is my first year.
This is my first year.
This is only my second year.
So I've been doing St. Baldrick's for 3 years now.
I decided to shave my head because, you know, it's an amazing cause. Funding money for childhood cancer research, and shaving your head is just one more step that you can do to show you that you stand with these kids.
A few years ago, I lost my older sister to a brain tumor. She had cancer, and then a year after that, I lost my godmother to also cancer. And this is something I always wanted to do in honor of them, but I never had the courage or confidence to do it until I came to Valpo.
Student interest, they were really gung-ho about this event and raising money for children, so I felt it really useful to help out.
It's just a great cause on campus. I have a lot of friends that have done it in the past, and I just was really excited and want to be a part of this amazing cause and to raise money for childhood cancer research.
I think the hardest part of actually planning and running the event was definitely the getting participation from outside of just the chapter and outside of just the Valpo community, because there's a lot more people involved in this than just people at Valpo and just people in Lambic High. I think we had 127 by the day of, 127 people that were passionate enough about the cause to want to be involved.
I raised over a little $100 this year.
I raised over $400.
I raised $50. So I haven't looked right now. I think I raised a total of $200.
About $2,230.
So at the end, by the end of the event on the day of, we raised $20,165. So I'm really proud of everybody who fundraised, everybody who supported their friends and family, and just everybody who came out that day.
The Valparaiso University Departments of Music and Theater are proud to present Musical Review Sondheim on Sondheim, which is a multimedia tribute to composer/lyricist Stephen Sondheim. Performances will be on November 8th and 15th at 8 p.m. and November 10th and 17th at 2 p.m. Tickets are free to Valpo faculty, staff, and students.
Valparaiso University will be hosting a Veterans Day observance this Thursday, November 7th. The event is sponsored by Valparaiso University Veterans Services and the Army and Air Force ROTC. There will be patriotic music from the University Chamber Concert Band. Dan Pezel, a combat deployed veteran of the U.S. Army from Northwest Indiana and 2018 Valparaiso University graduate, is currently pursuing his master's degree. He will be the speaker at this event. The observance will take place at 5:30 p.m. in the Center of the Arts lobby. For more information, you can email Professor Adam Stepanek at adam.stepanek@valpo.edu.
And this week's poll is out. What is your favorite season? Is it spring, summer, fall, or winter? You can head on over to our Twitter page at Valpo VUTV after the broadcast to cast your vote. Meanwhile, we have 15 Weather's Heather Bricka in the studio today to tell us about our weather on this fine autumn day. So Heather, is there any snow in our forecast for next week?
Well, you know, Blake, winter is my favorite season, so I'm pretty excited that there are chances of snow later on in the forecast. But for right now, we do have just cloudy skies in our area, 50 degrees outside, temperatures around the region. You can kind of see that the tiny bit of clouds that we did have earlier are gone. There are no chances of rain, which you can see right all across the board right here. Temperatures currently around the area, 50 degrees in Valpo, 52 in Gary, and 47 in Chicago. For the future radar, you see those clouds hanging around tonight. Later on in the evening, they'll be tapering off to our east. They'll be coming back around Tuesday evening. Now, those chances of rain really don't begin to pick up until Wednesday evening, and it might be a really messy, slushy, rain, snow, sleet mix. All right, and for the rest of the day, it's going to be 47, 44, 41, and 38, dropping down to those cooler temperatures. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Heather. More than 120 people turned out in Anchorage, Alaska Friday to lay to rest 2 Korean War veterans whose family couldn't make the funeral.
And a tornado touchdown on Halloween in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. We have that and more coming up. Stick with us.
Spark a new idea. Spark a desire to learn. Spark a passion for exploring the field of STEM as we go beyond the final frontier and explore the latest in virtual reality and artificial intelligence. We will play with robots and maybe make a mess or two. For the show keeping you up to date on everything in the world of science, technology, and innovation, join us Friday evenings at 7 p.m. on VUTV Channel 15 or online at valpovutv.org/sparked.
More than 120 people turned out in Anchorage, Alaska Friday to lay to rest 2 Korean War veterans whose family couldn't make the funeral. But some American Legion members got involved and spread the word, and on Friday, the vets were sent off with an overflow crowd. Taylor Clark has the story.
Even though they might not have immediate blood family here, they always have the military family, and we will not allow any veteran to be buried without representation at the gravesite.
Earlier this year, U.S. Army Sergeant Silvio Vasilla and U.S. Navy Seaman Gerald Allen Hassung passed away. Both were veterans of the Korean War, and if it weren't for their brothers and sisters in arms at their funeral, like Don Jones with the American Legion, both would have left this world alone.
And you saw a lot of active duty here that came from the base just to be here to make sure that that veteran that leaves this world in that ceremony, they don't do it alone.
Jones says aside from all these people coming out for a funeral for people they didn't know, there was more that made this procession special, since Sergeant Vasilla and Seaman Hassung were from different branches of the military.
When that happens and you've got mixed services, the color guards generally come together and will pair off. In other words, we had 2 Army as well as 2 sailors, 2 seamen there as well.
The service lasted about 30 minutes. With no family present, the colors were given to Virginia Walker, the director of the cemetery and a 15-year veteran herself.
When we come time to pass, we'll always have someone that will remember our name, the way that we served, the way that we lived our lives, and now I'm taking it on behalf of the National Cemetery. It will fly on the Avenue of Flags and be here for everyone to pay respects to.
One EF2 tornado touched down in Delaware County, Pennsylvania, near Philadelphia on Halloween, destroying and damaging homes. Dan Koob surveys the damage.
You can look around and use what you want. I mean, it does kind of look like a bomb went off on this block.
You can see from Chopper 3 a nightmarish Halloween night storm ripped through this Delaware County neighborhood overnight, officially ruled an EF2 tornado by the National Weather Service, leaving roughly 3/4 of a mile of destruction in its wake.
It doesn't take an engineer to look at some of these properties and know they're destroyed, have no roofs and things like that. It's just as important. It's about people.
Boyce, the director of emergency services in Delaware County, says 8 homes are destroyed, 30 affected in total, with 10 more unreachable with residents inside.
Then bang.
Doreen DeShank was sleeping when her power went off. Her and her husband stepped out into the darkness and realized their garage was ripped off and her car crushed.
And that window started to go, and then it was pouring in over here. Once we got that out, Dave came to open this door to get a bucket, and we saw our garage was gone. So, but here's the deal. Everybody's safe. And you know, this is devastating, but we all have our health.
We haven't experienced something like this in Delaware County in a long time.
Well, fortunately, there are no reports of serious injuries, just some bumps and bruises.
Happy birthday, Cookie Monster. The lovable Sesame Street character celebrated his birthday every November 2nd, but his age is still a mystery. Well, like any Sesame Street resident, Cookie taught his young audience about the way the world works, and more than 30 years into his run, Cookie adopted some healthier habits, partially due to rising child obesity rates. The Big Blue character even made a rap song about the virtues of eating a diet rich in fruits, veggies, and meat. Cookie Monster is known for hollering, "Me want cookie," but maybe today he'll eat birthday cake.
It works. Well, meanwhile, a Milwaukee man is attempting to break a Guinness World Record. All he needs to do is stand behind a pinball machine for more than 30 hours. Cassidy Williams has the story.
It can be easy to lose track of time when playing pinball. Ryan Clancy is hoping the next 30 hours fly by.
It was late at night. I was, looking around at pinball-related things. I realized that there was a world record for it, and I thought I'd take a stab at it.
Before the official start, he talked about his preparations.
I brought some gloves I may try on as we go. I'll probably have some different strategies.
To break the record, he has to follow strict Guinness rules. His fingers must stay on the flippers except to eat or drink. He's allowed a 5-minute break for every hour of play, and there are cameras all around the machine to keep watch.
552.
There must also always be an official witness.
We're taking notes, we're making sure the score is recorded appropriately, the time.
Clancy's laser focus is on more than a new high score. The long hours are to raise money for Children's Wisconsin. Clancy's son Alex spent time there when he went into kidney failure.
He made a full recovery, but we wanted to make sure that other kids in Wisconsin get that same level of care.
Clancy is set to break the record at 3:11 p.m. tomorrow, hoping to give more kids a chance to play pinball for as long as they want. Cassidy Williams, Fox 6 News.
After a long 30 hours, the world record attempt was successful. That's quite the feat.
It is. And coming up after the break, 15 Weather's Heather Bricka will have your full forecast.
And we'll take a look at this past week's Crusaders sports. Stick with us.
Valparaiso University, where passion meets purpose.
We're going to have a cloudy evening this evening, but the sun will return tomorrow just for a little bit, and there is a possible chance of rain and snow in the forecast. Right now, for our radar, we do have nothing going on here in our area. You can see that there is just a little bit of rain to our east, but nothing to worry about here. For temperatures across the region, 50 degrees in Valpo, 42 in Gary, 47 in Chicago. All around, it's pretty chilly and around the same air mass. For the entire rest of the region here, you can see that this cold air is coming down from Canada, which is making all the temperatures around mid to low 50s and even into the 30s when you hit Minneapolis. The 24-hour temperature change, we only had 1 degree temperature change in Valpo here, but you can see further west, we are going to get that cold front come through our area, and we will be getting freezing temperatures later on. As for future rainfall, we don't have really anything of consequence until Wednesday, and even Wednesday, I would be surprised if that is even a trace of rain. Chicago will pretty much be getting most of that rain system, and it will move off into Michigan. You can see those clouds just hanging around here for a little bit tomorrow, clearing up by the evening, and by Wednesday in the morning, we might see a little bit of rain and snow coming into the area. Future temperatures, you can kind of see them dip down to those freezing temperatures with that cold front and warming up just a little bit to 41. By Wednesday, it will be 45 degrees, and that will be the deciding factor on why and if we even have some snow in the forecast. As for future wind gusts for us right now, we will be having quite a few gusts of winds due to that cold front. But as for the 7-day, we will be seeing the chance of rain and snow possibly Wednesday and even into the weekend.
Yeah, it seems like we're transitioning that time of year where the precipitation kind of starts to mix a little bit.
Yeah, and it's already cold enough, so I feel like it's beginning to feel more like winter.
Yeah. It definitely is. Well, thanks, Heather. After the break, we'll have a recap of this past week's Crusader sports.
In a world where entertainment is at risk, one man is given a mission, but he is about to face his biggest challenge yet. He will race against the clock and open doors to new possibilities that will save weekends as we know it.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for free movies.
Oh, I'll help you with that. Just go to movies.valpo.edu. They have all the best movies, including The Hobbit and 22 Jump Street.
Whoa, it's that easy?
It's that easy. Grab some popcorn, grab some buddies, and watch movies.valpo.edu's great selection.
Big changes are happening on the national level for college sports. The NCAA is making a change to allow student athletes to make money from their endorsement deals. That's traditionally been limited because the organization wanted to preserve the amateur nature of college sports, but NCAA leaders voted unanimously to change that on Tuesday, saying the organization should move with the times.
Well, our working group has been working for several months to present us with a set of recommendations to help guide us in modernizing the rules and regulations that we have at the NC2A, and we're excited about being able to do that. So we voted today to really encourage our members now to begin the process of considering how they're going to modernize the rules of each of the divisions, 1, 2, and 3, to allow student athletes greater opportunities to monetize their name, image, and likeness. We think it's the appropriate thing to do, and we're looking forward to it.
Of course, there will be restrictions to maintain enforceable and balanced competition. The 3 divisions have until the end of January to come up with their own rules. The decision comes a month after California voted to allow college athletes to profit from endorsements. A number of other states are following suit, and there are also 2 proposals on the federal level. Now to Valpo sports. We start with the women's volleyball team as they had 3 matches this week at home. On Monday, they were visited by Drake. The Crusaders were up 2-0 early. However, a comeback by Drake in the last 3 games would give them the win to Drake 3-2. The second game of the week was at home on Friday against Indiana State, where the Crusaders were able to sweep the match 3-0 on Saturday. The Crusaders were once again at home, this time against Evansville. Valpo would go on to sweep away Evansville, winning 3-0. Valpo football was in action this week at Davidson. The Crusaders were in a back-and-forth battle down in North Carolina, including scoring in the 4th quarter to make the score 21-21. However, Davidson would score late into the 4th quarter to seal the win. The final score was 27-21. Valpo's next game is at home this upcoming weekend against Morehead State. Women's soccer was also in action in Valpo this week for their final game of the regular season against UNI. The Crusaders would be in control of the entire game, winning 3-0. With this win, Valpo will be the 5th seed in the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament. Finally, for Valpo sports, the official start to the men's basketball season is this Tuesday at home against Toledo. Valpo looks to make a strong statement in the 3rd season as a part of the Missouri Valley Conference.
Well, it's good to see Valpo women's volleyball get some wins. They've had a rough couple of weeks, so good to see them get on the right track.
Yeah, because last year they were on a very strong track, and then they kept it going, but this year they started off slow, so we'll see if they continue that.
Definitely.
A lot going on in Valpo sports. Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, you're welcome.
After the break, Heather will have a final look at your weather.
What is passion? At Valpo, it's something that pours out of us uncontrollably. It's a late-night shot of caffeine, cramming for finals, a jam session with friends. It sees deep into space, turns big stuff into small potatoes, floats boats, and floods the senses. Passion is alive. It has a heartbeat, and it lives in you. How do we know? Because at Valpo, passion is who we are.
Well, I think that's all we need. Thank you so much for coming in. We'll be in touch.
Okay, this is it. Just shake his hand and walk out with your head held high. Don't mess this up. Thank you. Nailed it. Don't let a bad handshake get in the way of getting the job you want. Find out more at the Career Center.
Well, the temperatures are going to be staying in those pretty cold 36 degrees and 34 by Friday, and a slight warm up Saturday and Sunday, but those fall temperatures are in full swing.
All right, well, thank you, Heather. I have a question for you. This one's from Yahoo Answers. Anonymous asks, do you think waffles are just overrated pancakes? What are your thoughts?
I really don't necessarily like either of them very much, but if I had to choose one, I do think waffles are overrated pancakes.
Waffles are definitely not overrated in my mind.
I will say waffles are definitely not overrated because I love the texture of them over the pancakes any day.
And see, I don't like how crunchy they are, so.
Say 2 things. IHOP, International House of Pancakes. Waffle House. One of them's international, one of them's not. I think we know which one wins. But if you don't know which one wins, it's pancakes. If you have a question for us, send it our way on Facebook, Twitter, at Valpo VUTV. Questions you've been asked, forums you find online, or just questions you want to know the answer of. Let us know. Well, from all of us at VUTV, Nick, Heather, Blake, and I, have a great rest of the week. We'll see you again next Monday. This is 15 News at 5.